Evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shakir Baptal, the Sports Guy Show. We are talking Carolina Panthers football minicamp. And we are talking about the NFL trades that took place yesterday. Browns made a trade. The Rams made a trade. The Eagles made a trade. The Pats made a trade. So many big, massive trade took place in the NFL yesterday, folks. Unfreaking believable how many trade we had. And it's June. And then we had the Falcons signing a pretty good player, I must admit, to a contract extension, but he's not as good as T-Mac, Deuteronomy McMillan. That is for sure, folks. It's a good wideout that the Falcons signed, but not as good as Deuteronomy McMillan. That is absolutely for sure, folks. So what's going on?
Hold on 1 second. I don't think I got my Bluetooth hooked up.
Sure, sure. Doing it live after all, so it's all good. Doing fantastic. How are you? So there's a lot of stuff to talk about in the NFL. I mean, we had a couple of big trades. One of them directly involved the Panthers. The other one also. The first trade, which typically would have been a big trade, but it wasn't the biggest trade yesterday. AJ Brown, the secret was finally out, has been traded to the Pats. And here's the deal. I know the Pats need a wideout. They truly do after they didn't sign Stephon Diggs. But I'm not sure what the Eagles are doing. I mean, they drafted Michael Lemon with the first round pick. But here's the deal. He's a rookie. You don't know if he's good or not. Outside of that, you have Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. So in my opinion, that is not a good trade for the Eagles. And we'll talk about the second trade in a second. Just want to get your reaction to the first trade.
It's about AJ Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone talked about that trade like it was in solid concrete, and everyone's like, really? Like, oh, are you sure about that? I don't know. They never see me, all the file, whatever. I'm like, I mean, I guess it will. And then lo and behold, when the knowers know, they really know. And that happened. And I don't know what the Eagles are going to play with. I mean, what do they got now?
Lemon, Michael Lemon, Devontae
He's
Smith,
great. He's great. He's great. Don't get me wrong. What else do they have?
Dallas Goedert,
All
Saquon,
right, Goddard's good. So what else do you got?
Saquon,
I mean, that's fine. Who's a big tight end?
Dallas Goedert.
So you've got one receiver and one tight end, and you're just going to roll out with that and a running back. You got three good players at three different positions, and that's how Jalen Hurts is going to get on the field.
No, I mean, but literally right now, that is how it looks like. Of course, we are not necessarily covering the Eagles up close like we do the Panthers, but on paper, it looked like the Eagles took a massive risk because if Lemon doesn't pan out, teams will double team Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. Who's going to beat them? No one. And passing.
I don't know, Shaquette. I felt like that was a done deal. I mean, he had already said there was no way you're bringing him back into that locker room during the off season. I mean, that's the kind of risk you get with these, you know, good guys that can catch the ball. These good diva receivers. Call it for what it is. He's a diva receiver, and once you burn through relationships in a locker room, that's what you got to deal with as you're an organization. And for him as a player, I mean, he's all right. He'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, this is a clear win for the Pats. This is absolutely a clear win for the Pats. Drake May needed the number one wideout. So I, I give it a great trade for the Pats. Now the Eagles got a first round pick, but the Pats will probably be picking in the 20th, 25 range. So I don't know. I honestly, if I was the Eagles, I would have kept Devontae AJ Brown, considering he wasn't a cancer in the locker room.
I, I don't think their hands are tied. I think they could pretty much give, because that's the thing is when you can bring a player back into that locker room during the regular season. Okay, now all of a sudden that's worth something. I think when the bridges were burned like they were with AJ Brown, there's nothing you could do. You lost some value there with any compensation.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Bo. And then the biggest trade that came out of nowhere, Cleveland Brown traded to Hall of Famer edge rusher Miles Garrett to the Rams for uh, Jalen Olsen, not Jalen Olsen, the
Uh,
the edge rusher from FSU.
yeah, Verse, Jared Verse.
Garrett Bowles, they also got a first round pick in the second round and the third round. I think honestly Vels is underrated. I really believe so. But still, I number one, you don't trade Miles Garrett if you're the Browns. Number two, if you trade him, you should have got at least two first round pick. At least two first round pick.
I think in the same situation, there's a chunk of that trade compensation that is based off the fact that they want to create a new identity in that locker room. And someone as great as Miles Garrett, hey, we get it. You can get after the quarterback. You're awesome. Jared Verse can get after the quarterback too. He's younger, and now granted, Cleveland hasn't hit a bunch of they haven't hit a bunch of them, but you got a little trade compensation to where what if I'm the Cleveland GM, I'm willing to bet on myself. We're going to start from scratch and let's just roll the dice. So I understand what they're doing. I thought they got enough compensation, but as far as like Jared Verse is a good player, and at the same time, you realize if you're Cleveland, Miles Garrett has been bitching about being, or excuse me, has been
That's
complaining
okay.
about being on your team for some time now. So that goes into the package as well.
Yeah, I mean you're right, but the thing is, you trade an Hall of Famer player, sack leader who broke the sack record last year. Whether Joe Bruno wanted, not Bruno Burrow, whether Joe Burrow wanted to go down or not, but that is up to debate. But the thing is, you're trading away Hall of Famer player, no doubt about it. You better get at least two first round pick, two, because the second round pick
You're
for the
not going to
Rams.
get it though. You're not going to get it. Not this early in the offseason. That's just not the way the NFL is working right now. I understand what the way the NFL that you would like it to work if you were GM Shaked. I get that. It's a hard line deal to where you're willing to walk away. I understand.
I mean, supposedly the Eagles were interested. The Commanders, which Commanders doesn't make any sense because they are not in the hunt for a Super Bowl. Even the Cowboys were interested, and Cowboys are not in the hunt for the Super Bowl. So I think it's a great trade for the Rams. Plus, I saw that Aaron Donald might be coming out of retirement. So with the Super Bowl being in LA, even though the Seahawks are the Super Bowl champ, NFC West champ, right now, preseason, before preseason, I think the Rams might be the favorite in the NFC. Does this mean the Rams are going to Super Bowl? No, because I truly believe on paper the NFC is much loaded, deeper than the AFC.
I hear you, but at the same time, Stafford's a little old. Is he going to stay healthy? I mean, that's a long season. You also got, I mean, they everyone loves to talk about the fact that the Rams are just they do their own thing. They're the honey badger. They don't care. They do whatever they want. Okay, but if Stafford's not healthy, if Miles Garrett in his old age, if something drops off there, that's going to hurt you. There's a lot of things that can go wrong on this team to where I don't look at the Rams where I'm like, oh my God, these guys, if they're just guaranteed to go to the NFC, this ain't the NBA. This is not the NBA. This is a young players league, and if you want to gamble on F them picks and you're going to bring in the old guys, the A team, I guess, okay, you're still rolling the dice on that. And I guess you can have minutes restrictions and all that stuff. That's fine. But I thought when that trade came out, I was like, did Jared Verse not make any friends in that locker room? I mean, how much of a teammate is Jared Verse to where everybody? I mean, he because I guarantee you, Sean McVay is a relationship guy. That's how he leads men. Is he's a relationship guy. Was he just not liking Jared Verse, and he's like, let me see what I can do here, or is it just a trade that we all were going to see? I mean, that's what I thought, and I might be wrong. I might be the conspiracy theorist, but it's an interesting trade. I don't think the Rams are going to go to the NFC Championship because I don't believe in betting on aging players. I think you got to bet on younger players and develop them. We saw what happened with Scott Fitterer when you want to go ahead and put the cart before the horse and go ahead and let's trade and get them. Let's go. Let's go. We're that good. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Don't work that way. Not this league. You got to slowly earn your stamps. And when everything's just right, you got a chance to be there over and over again. I'm not. I got nothing against the Rams. I got nothing against Sean McVay. Maybe he's a genius and I'm a fool, but I just don't think it's. I'm like, okay, we'll see what works. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you make excellent point. And literally for the Rams, it's Super Bowl or a bust. Literally, because you're absolutely correct. I mean, next year they don't have a first round pick. They have Ty Simpson, who's probably not ready, going to be ready to play for at least 2 seasons. So if you don't win the Super Bowl this season, you could literally be sent back for multiple years. Multiple years. But if you see the Rams' trajectory over the years, they will trade first round picks. They did it for Jared Goff. They rolled the dice. They trade Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford in a first round pick, which worked out great for them. And then they did it right now. And I'm like you, Bo. I'm wondering if the Rams could have told the Browns, listen, we want Miles Garrett. How many, just a sec, how many first round picks do we need to give up instead of giving Jared Verse? What do we have to do? Like five first round pick, first round pick, basically all of our draft this year and next year. Give us what do you want instead of Jared Verse? Because if they had kept Jared Verse and Miles Garrett, oh my gosh, they would have probably had 80 sacks, maybe 90 sacks. And I'm not exaggerating.
Just kind of wanted to say, Welder's Fence said Aaron Donald is coming back? Question mark. Where have you been, man? Yeah, where you been? Oh, actually, well, to be fair to Welder's Fence, he also said Purdy is cooked, which I don't think we've seen any sign of that. And we're not even talking about the 49. You must be an NFC West guy. I think you got an NFC West guy in your chat here, Shaquette.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
which
didn't
is
mean to
all
cut you
good.
off.
Sure, everyone is welcome. So, yeah, I mean, Purdy might be cool. Honestly, the NFC West on paper is the toughest division. And I feel bad for the Cardinals. I mean, they literally might go winless. They literally might go winless this season. And I'm not exaggerating. I mean, outside of Jeremiah Love, Marvin Harrison, Trent McBride, Walter Nolan, Paris Johnson, and outside of those players, it's a terrible team on paper. Now, of course, it's on paper, it's not a Madden game, so they could shock the world and win the NFC West for all intents and purposes. But honestly, I think they will probably win 2 to 3 games max, the Cardinals.
I, I think the NFL is set up to where I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals win 6 games. I mean,
Six
I
games.
just, yeah, I just think these guys are all good. And, you know, the quarterback was his name, Willie P. Brisket. He's doing the holdout.
The ones that
Uh,
have been collapsed long. No, that is Rod Taylor. That is the Rod Taylor with the collapsed long. This one went to
Well,
NC State. NC State.
either way, you never know. I mean, I'll be interested to see what Vegas's line is on that because I'll be willing to bet more, just because. I mean, I could look through that schedule. I could find wins in the game, Shaked. You'd be so surprised. You'd be like, "Oh my gosh, how does this see it?" Like win. That's a win.
And we haven't talked yet about the Panthers who are having pretty good OTA so far. Now I know it's just off season and not even training camp, but from everything I've heard, are having pretty good camp. Energy focus is pretty good, which some might say, well, you're an owner and all of that. But here's the deal. Some teams Some teams, even in minicamp, OTA, they might not have good showing. For whatever reason, they might not be gelling together because literally the road to the Super Bowl actually start now. Doesn't start in preseason. Start actually OTA, then training camp, and it seems like it's a very focused group right now. I mean, what we heard last week, Bryce Young yelling, "This is not raining," and "Get the F out of here," and all of that. You want to see that, even if it's just June or late May, because it means they are focused. They are angry to win. They are not satisfied with winning the NFC South. They want to win the Super Bowl, maybe. Sorry, T-Bone. Yes, they do.
Does T-Bone watch this show? I assume this was because you never chime in on his show. I assumed he never watches this show.
No, but we had a friendly disagreement last week. He told me an ex TM. He told me basically if they don't win two playoff games, it's okay. And I told him, listen, they've spent so much money in free agency draft. Their intention is to win at least two playoff games, which means make it to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun disagreeing as long as the stance you're pointing on, you're not going to have to worry about someone coming with the receipts. I mean, that's what's great about being competitive is someone's always got the receipts on you. You plant your flag in the ground. Um,
No, but
but
even
yeah,
Colin Wolf, sorry to cut you off, Bo. Colin Wolf, NFL Network, as far as we know, he is not a Panthers fan. Maybe he is. I don't think so because they are not really allowed to show their favorite team and all of that, supposedly. But we know like Rappaport is a Jets fan. That is a fact. But anyway, he predicted 10 to 12 win. Not Shaquette Bartal, not Purdue Ball, but Colin Wolf, NFL Network, 10 to 12 wins for the Panthers. So is he a Panther owner? No.
I put the word out right now. I mean, I could have kept on going. I had us 15-2, 15-2.
Well,
I stand by that. I'm just saying, whatever Vegas thinks, bet the over.
which two games do they have them losing?
I always have us losing the last two. But this time I have this beating Seattle, which is one of the last two games. So I think it's a game before that. But yeah, we lost. We'll see what happens. It's all magic. It's all crystal ball stuff. We can look at everyone's crystal ball, but you know,
I think honestly between 9 and 11 games. Realistically, like I want to be extremely optimistic and extremely honor like you, which is great, fantastic. But I think if I predict 15 wins, everyone will call me out if I'm wrong, like Willie P. Everyone is wrong, you're wrong, 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 wrong. No, so I have to stay on ground level, 9 to 11 games, victory. Now, this is my true opinion, if they don't make the playoffs, I think they will clean the house. I really believe so, unless, God forbid, they don't make the playoffs because of devastating injury to Bryce, Derek Brown, J.C. Orm, Mike Jackson, Lloyd, Phillips. Unless they suffer devastating injuries, if they don't win 9 to 11 games and make the playoffs, they will clean the house. Mark it down.
That's a dark place to go to, man. I gotta tell you, I don't even want to even entertain that. But we'll write
No,
it down just for receipt purposes.
of course, of course. And the two trade the Browns, the Eagles. I think, honestly, especially the Eagles help the Panthers because now you have to worry about one less weapon. And we play the Eagles after our bye week. And
We were never worried about the Eagles to begin with. That was always a W.
but
I
it,
mean, let's be fair. Jalen Hurts. I mean, come on now. This ain't the old school Super Bowl winning Jalen Hurts. I mean,
the,
that's my receipt. Write it down.
the only problem, Bo, Eagles, what they do good, tush, push, tush, push. So literally, and also they are very aggressive. They are not literally. They are like the Lions with Dan Campbell. They will go for it 4th and 5, 4th and 10, 4th and 15. They will go for it. They will not punt. So, of course, they're not going to run the tush push from 4th and 5. But we when we play them, we have to keep them for a long distance situation. And the Browns, I mean, I think that the difference is going to be good. Probably not as good without Miles Garrett, but Jared Vos is a very good player. He's not as good as Miles Garrett. He's obviously much younger and all of that, but he's a pretty good damn player, Jared Vos. But the Browns literally will ride or die based on the quarterback. I mean, is it Shador? Is it the guy Watson, who, in my opinion, shouldn't be in the NFL? Which guy will be the quarterback? Because neither quarterback, in my opinion, are a franchise quarterback.
Who cares? I mean, really, who cares? This all began with our Panthers. That's all. How about Xavier Leggett with his slim body and catching the ball real nice? I know we're playing against Air Shikad, but I mean that's a lot to be excited about.
And
Um,
JC, and
I got
JC,
about 2 more minutes, my friend.
sure, and JC playing nickel, new
Yeah,
position, ex- experimenting. They are testing it out. Should be, if they say LC, I think they will prove to the haters out there why we in Carolina believe that they can potentially make a dip, run in the NFC, and maybe lift the Lombardi trophy. Only time will tell, but on papers, they have the tools to do that this season. Not in 27, born of Fidi or Willie P, not in 28, but in 2026.
we don't know how good some of these players. Some of the ceilings are very high. Got a lot of upside between defense and offense. A lot of high ceilings, Shikad. High ceilings. So if all these high ceilings hit, let's go to the Super Bowl, baby. Let's see what happens.
Sky's the limit for the 2026 Carolina Panthers. They can be a phenomenal team, a Super Bowl team. Unfortunately, they can be a very disappointing team.
Okay, why you gotta say it like that? Come on, man. We're positive, high ceiling, high ceiling. Hey,
Right,
thanks for
right.
having me on, man. I'm glad we got to
Thank
connect.
you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, keep
See you,
pounding.
man.
Go.